Something changed in you, and no one noticed, not even you. There wasn't a moment, no clear event, no obvious break, just a slow, quiet shift until one day, you're sitting in a room full of people and something feels off. The conversations sound normal, the laughter hits at the right time. Everything looks exactly the same, but it doesn't feel the same. It's like there's a thin layer between you and everyone else, like you're there, but not really in it. You respond, you nod. You even smile when you're supposed to. But internally, you feel distant, detached, disconnected. And the strangest part, it's not that people changed. It's that somehow they stopped feeling real. Their words feel rehearsed. Their reactions feel predictable. Their emotions feel surface level. And once you notice that, you can't go back. So you start to pull back, not dramatically, not in a way anyone calls out, just quietly. You engage less, you trust less, you invest less. And eventually, a question starts following you. What's wrong with me? But here's what no one tells you. This isn't coldness. This isn't arrogance. And this isn't you losing your ability to connect. This is something else, something deeper, something your mind built on purpose. And once you understand what caused this shift, you won't just see people differently, you'll understand why you stopped trusting them. This didn't happen randomly, even if it feels like it did. This was built, slowly, quietly, over time. At some point, your brain stopped just experiencing people and started reading them. You began noticing things most people miss. The delay before someone answers, the smile that doesn't reach their eyes, the shift in tone when something real slips through. You started seeing patterns, what people say versus what they mean, what they show versus what they hide. And once you see that gap, you don't unsee it, so your mind adapts. It sharpens, it speeds up. It starts analyzing everything, not because you wanted it to, but because it learned to. At some point, you started seeing what others ignore, and that changes everything, because now, you're not just in the interaction anymore. You're above it, watching it, breaking it down in real time, reading between every word, predicting reactions before they happen. And here's the part most people never realize. This didn't come from nowhere. It came from pattern, repeated disappointment, subtle betrayals, moments where you trusted and paid for it, not always in big ways, sometimes small, but consistent. Enough for your brain to decide, don't trust what you see. So it built something, a system, an internal scanner, always running, always checking, always analyzing. And over time, that system became precise, too precise, because your brain didn't become distant, it became accurate, and accuracy changes everything. You stop reacting emotionally to things and start evaluating them. You stop feeling interactions and start dissecting them. And slowly, without even noticing, connection begins to fade, because connection depends on something most people never question: illusion. The illusion of sincerity, the illusion of simplicity, the illusion that people are exactly what they show. But once you see through that, those illusions collapse. And when they collapse, so does trust. Because accuracy kills illusion. At first, it feels like clarity, like you finally understand people, like you've leveled up. But over time, that clarity starts to isolate you, because social life begins to feel artificial. Small talk becomes exhausting, not because it's beneath you, but because you can see through it. You hear the patterns, the repeated phrases, the automatic responses. It all starts to feel scripted, like people aren't really talking, they're performing. And you're not even in the conversation anymore. You're analyzing it. Every word gets filtered, every reaction gets measured, every silence gets decoded. Nothing feels natural anymore, and that's where something breaks. Because connection requires presence. But you're no longer present, you're calculating, observing, dissecting. And the more your mind stays there, the harder it becomes to just be. So without realizing it, you start drifting away. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just less. Less energy, less effort, less openness. Because it's exhausting. It's not that you hate people. You just don't have the energy to pretend anymore. To pretend you don't notice things. To pretend something feels genuine when it doesn't. To pretend you still trust what you're seeing. And slowly, distance becomes your default. Not peace, not safety, just distance. But here's where it gets heavier, because once your mind learns to see patterns, it doesn't stop. Even when something could be real, you hesitate, you question it, you analyze it. So when someone is kind, you look for the reason. When someone listens, you question the intention. When someone gets close, you prepare for the shift, because your brain learned something. Trust has consequences. So now, every interaction feels layered. Every moment feels uncertain. Every connection feels fragile, until one thought locks into place. Every kindness has a cost. And once that belief settles in, trust disappears. Connection becomes controlled, measured, guarded, and that's when the paradox hits. Because the more you understand people, the less you can connect with them. The more accurate you become, the less natural everything feels. The more you see, the less you belong. And without noticing, you fall into a loop. You see too much, so you pull away. You pull away, so you stop experiencing real connection. And because you don't experience it, you confirm your belief. This is just how people are. So your distance feels justified. Your detachment feels logical. Your isolation feels right. But underneath all of that, there's something else. Not anger, not ego, just a quiet realization that you're on the outside of something everyone else seems to access effortlessly. Watching, understanding, but never fully inside. And that's the truth most people never say out loud. This isn't awareness. This is a cage built from seeing too much. At some point, you start thinking this is the problem. The distance, the disconnection, the inability to feel close. But it's not. Your disconnection isn't the problem. It's the consequence. Because what really changed wasn't your ability to connect, it was your ability to see. You became more aware, more precise, more conscious, and that gave you clarity. But it also took something from you, because now you exist in between, too aware for shallow connection, but not free enough for real ones. You can't go back. You can't unsee it, and you can't fully relax in a world your mind keeps analyzing. So you're left here, not disconnected, but not fully connected either. Present, but never completely there. And that's the weight you carry, because it doesn't feel like a choice. It feels like something that happened to you. But here's the truth. You didn't lose connection. You lost illusion. And illusion is what makes trust effortless. Without it, everything becomes heavier, more real, more complex, more uncertain. And now, you're navigating people without filters, in a world built on them. So where does that leave you? Right here, aware, observing, understanding more than you want to, and still feeling that gap. And now, you're stuck in between, not blind enough to belong, not free enough to escape, just aware. Welcome to the space where nothing feels real anymore. And if you see what others don't, you already know why you're here.